So I'm going to taste for salt now. I hope there's enough salt. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Efe and this is my kitchen, Efe's Food Kitchen. In today's video I'm going to be making noodles. You know, Indomie noodles, sometimes it gets a bit boring just on its own, just boiling it and putting the seasoning. It looks so bland, so sometimes you want to spice it up and jazz it up and turn it into a proper family meal. So this is what we are going to be doing in this video. So let me introduce you to the ingredients. In front of you, you have some fresh tomatoes, you have carrots, long sweet pepper, 1 red onion, garlic, ginger, and 2 Scotch bonnet peppers. So I'm using 2 types of chicken for this recipe: chicken breast on this side and boneless chicken thighs on the other side. You know, Indomie comes in different flavors, comes in chicken, veggies, curry, onions. It comes in a variety of flavors, but in our house we really love the chicken flavor, so I'm going to be using a handful of them. We normally buy this in bulk in a box, but sometimes after just boiling it you want to make it into a meal, so that's what I'm doing. So this is the chicken Indomie. I think you have a couple, I'm not sure how many, like 10 or 11, I'm not too sure. So that's what I'll be using. Let me introduce you to the oil I'll be using. I'll be using a bit of Rapseed oil, a bit of toasted sesame oil, and plant butter, floral plant butter, which is plant based, so it is perfect for people who eat nothing dairy. So this is perfectly perfect for vegetarians who don't eat butter or who don't eat anything to do with dairy. So those are the oils I'll be using. So I'll be introducing you to the seasoning. In front of you here is my popular all-time seasoning, which is Badia. Everyone who watches my video knows this is my complete, my utter favorite seasoning to use in my recipes. Next to it you have the sweet chili sauce. I'm using Thai sweet chili sauce for this recipe. I'm also using browning. I'm using chili garlic sauce, and I'm using peri sauce, and I'm also going to be seasoning my chicken with chicken seasoning powder. So I'm not going to be using much of the seasoning, the packet seasoning that comes in with the Indomie. I'm not really going to be using that. I'll use this instead. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. But before that, I'm going to wash all the veggies. So the first thing I'm going to do, I already cut all the veggies. The chicken has been washed, everything's been done. First thing I'm going to do is boil these noodles. Well, not fully boil it. We're going to do it al dente. Al dente simply means half cooked, because it's going to complete the cooking, when you're stir frying it. So this is the chicken seasoning that I'm using. So I'm just going to use a bit. So the thing as well, when you're using things like this, watch your salt, because most of these things have salt in it. So I'm going to put that into the water, because I'm doing a lot of noodles. I'm going to be using half of the pack. Like I said, I'm not using the one that comes with the Indomie. I don't want to use that, so I will use this one instead. So I'm going to boil the water till it's boiled, then I'm going to put my noodles in. The first thing I'm going to do is season this chicken before using it. So I'm using a bit of browning, next I'm putting a bit of chili garlic sauce. I'm just gonna eyeball it, say 2 tablespoons, because we want this chicken to be seasoned very properly. Next I'm putting a bit of peri sauce, 1 tablespoon. Next I'm putting complete seasoning, complete Badia. Put in a few shakes. And last but not least, I'm adding a bit of Thai sweet chili sauce. So I'm going to give that a mix. So I'm just going to let that marinate for just 10 minutes while I wait for the water for the noodles to boil. So it's been 10 minutes and even more. So I'm going to brown the chicken. I'm adding a bit oil. Now I'm going to leave that to get hot. So the oil that I'm using is 100% pure rapeseed oil. You can see the water is boiling for the noodles. So I'm going to be turning that off first. While I do this, concentrate on this first. So I'm going to be browning this till it's white, till it's cooked. You don't want raw chicken here. So that will be about, I'll say, 5 minutes. I'm just going to leave that to do its thing. So the next thing I'm going to do is adding the noodles, the Indomie noodles. So here is a total of 8 noodles, 8 packets. So all the noodles are in. Now I'm just gonna let it cook, but not completely soft. We don't want it too soft. We just want it half cooked. So if it's supposed to cook for 5 minutes, you just let it cook for 2.5 minutes, so you have the time. So I'm going to leave this to cook halfway. I'm going to put a bit of the plant butter. I'm going to push the chicken to the side and put a bit of the plant butter in. Not too much, just so I can cook my veggies. So now I'm going to add my red onion, my pepper, my ginger, my garlic, and my Scotch bonnet. But I'm not going to put this yet. I'm not going to put this now. I'm going to put this later. I'm going to cook that. So I'm going to let that cook for a good 3 minutes till the onions is soft and and everything's combined. Then I'll mix the chicken in as well. And the noodles is still boiling. It's not totally boiled. It's not totally cooked. It's like 2 minutes. So after 30 seconds, I'm going to switch it off. So now I'm mixing everything together. The onions, the pepper, the garlic and the ginger with the chicken. I'm going to drain the noodles because we don't want it to be too soft. But I'm going to keep a bit of the noodles water because that is very starchy and that will help me, you know, bind the other end. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just using this to take the noodles, drain the water, and then put it in there. Because I notice sometimes when you drain noodles, it makes the noodles dry. And I don't want dry noodles. I want it to have a bit of moisture in it. So as you can see, all the noodles are in, so I'm changing the spoon. So I'm going to be mixing it. So I'm going to be giving it a very good mix. So everything is combined. So next I'm going to add the peppers now. I'm going to add the carrots, the grated carrots, and the cut tomatoes. I'm going to add some toasted sesame oil, just a little bit because this oil is quite strong. So I'm going to give that a good mix. The reason why I added the veggies at the last, so they don't become soggy, the carrots and the tomatoes and the peppers. So I'm going to taste for salt now. I hope there's enough salt. I only need a little bit more, just a tiny bit. And that's it. Next I'm going to add some of the noodles water. Not too much, just this bit. So I'm going to cover it and let it cook properly. I want everything to be cooked and combined together. So I'll leave it for about 5 minutes to steam up. I'm going to turn it to the lowest heat. So the noodles is ready, so I'll be switching it off now. The noodles, I've plated it up. See how nice and rich that looks. It's got chicken, grated carrots, cut tomatoes, Scotch bonnet pepper, red sweet pepper, red onions, garlic, ginger. Everything you can think of is inside here. So that shows you can transform something like this into this. So guys, if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Give your girl a big thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.